So welcome everyone to this amazing live stream that was a little bit boycotted by Vodafone's not amazing cable infrastructure that does not even give us here a consistent less than 10 Mbit. Now I tuned this down for the live stream to just 2 Mbit because that is what we pay 50 Mbit for. Welcome everyone to this hopefully now more amazing live stream. And most of you recurring visitors know that I'm a huge fan of Firefox, used it for 20 years from Netscape when they open sourced it to Mozilla, and maybe it was shortly Phoronix or Phoenix or what it was, that they had to change the name to Firefox because of some database something stuff. And however, and I resisted Google. I nearly never used Chrome much, except maybe sometimes for testing or something, but not for serious work. However, the day unfortunately for me probably has come, because when so here Firefox, and then I should have probably, let's open this here for better effect. So that is here also an article from already quite some time ago, and that is here Fortune, yes, continue, give us all the cookies and tracking. YouTube runs 5 times slower on Firefox than Chrome. Mozilla XXS. Here's how to fix it. Well, they fix this bloody shit. So I'm not making this up. And this is of course even with 500 Mbits that Vodafone nearly never delivers, because why should they deliver what we pay for? Internet feels really not snappy for me here in Berlin. 500 Mbit doesn't give you the most snappy internet, and this is also maybe not only because Firefox is slow, but also because Google and companies like this are simply boycotting this, intentionally manufacturing this. They write here, it might seem surprising that an executive from Mozilla said on Twitter that YouTube runs 5 times slower on Firefox than it does on Google Chrome, but the news also came with an explanation and a fix. Chris Peterson, technical program manager at Mozilla, said Wednesday that the issue is due to YouTube's API on application programming interface, which uses a deprecated Shadow DOM API. This makes YouTube run slower on other browsers like Firefox and Mozilla Microsoft Edge, but not Google Chrome. The API is part of YouTube's redesign from about a year ago, and I would basically not even give so much 2 cents of this shit here, but as you see, we become a creator here and of amazing YouTube fame. And yeah, this no thanks, as if I have not clicked enough buttons there. And when you access, so for all of the regular web, I could basically mostly live with it. It's not amazing, but whatever. This is what the price for freedom and such. But when I go to the Creator Studio here, and this is not even due to live streaming here, but it is always slow, so I'm not making this up. You can try this. I think Tuxutko others confirmed this, the other live stream, and even, yes, this is, even when I'm not live streaming, that Firefox displays here web page is slowing down. You want to kill it or not? Continue, yes, no, maybe. And this is a web performance. This probably took 10 seconds or so. And everything is so slow. You click here on Google Video Analytics and then you wait 5 seconds or something, or even 7 seconds or whatever. And what am I even, which scene am I showing? Hopefully that one. And it is really impossible. So what I usually do, you have seen this maybe, I usually go here to Creator Studio Classic, and yes, everything is shit, slow and whatsoever. Go out of my submit this crap here, and also I clicked this already 100 times, not that Google would give 2 cents of a fuck about this. And because the classic Creative Studio is way faster, like 10 times faster, and not that I would do there so much. And by the way, also statistics, of course, the statistics often do not even work that much, because that is Internet and Google in 2019, where even statistics often doesn't work and whatever. So anyway, and this is a Core i7. Yes, this is a Mac Mini aging from yesteryear, of course, but Core i7, whatever, everything, Intel calls everything Core i7, so whatever. But even on a Ryzen, you have seen the Ryzen build here, amazing Ryzen Mini ITX build, even with dedicated graphics. It is not really that much faster, and it's of course ridiculous that you need 16 threads and dedicated graphic for a 10-second load time. And of course this also applies here to most of the rest of the internet. It's simply not the most amazing. There's even, yeah, try Beta Studio, so we can click on this again, wait another 10 seconds. And of course I need to prepare for the future. Also packages, maybe in our amazing source distribution that is called T2, SDE there. And Eventually, because we still have not, we are super lazy here, we do nothing, as Debian people usually constantly remind us. And so eventually, after 20 years, I wanted to do something again and package Chrome, because can't always wait here 10 seconds for this. And I took a look, so this is basically for the first time testing Chrome, tada, Chrome here. And yeah, first time I run this on Linux, so this is also actually conclusion here, first time Chrome Linux, still need to package this obviously and compile this, so all the fun stuff that you are here for, that you are demanding, watching and curious about, all the live open source development stuff. And yeah, so what is this? Of course, I'm not giving Google all of my data, although we now also run now Android on a Samsung Galaxy S10e because Apple's peak bugs and no headphone jack and you name it. But of course, there is ungoogled Chrome here that I tried out here for this, and they will also probably, as I wasted now 1 hour with Vodafone's cable bullshit, probably maybe later today at midnight usually, as you see, dedication and whatnot. This is also for quick access. What please? Oh, wait a second. Why is this now loading so slowly? Or is this our... Yeah, you see it. You probably don't want to be a customer of Vodafone cable internet in the center of Berlin, because apparently it is super difficult to deliver a consistent internet experience over cable, over and so on. Anyway, let's see if this is completely crappy location. And by the way, certainly overheating MacBook Mini, not Mac Mini, not MacBook Mini. Let's see how fast the Creator Studio loads here. At least you see 1.2. By the way, there you also see how much data this is loading, tons of frameworks. But you see, this is certainly, even with all this load here, with all the live streaming loads, the Mac Mini is overheating, the vents are already going into hyperventilation mode there. And yeah, still probably 4 times faster with all the OBS and data running here through this crippled cable connection. You probably have seen this. We could theoretically, so this is Chrome, this is, we could actually try to run this here neck to neck dashboard, just to, oh, this is already, okay, let's try the studio here directly as quickly. So Firefox will be slow anyway, so first there and then second here. Most likely Chrome will be faster, even though I pressed on this second here. You see, I started this later. I'm not making this shit up. As much as I would want to promote here Firefox, you see this loaded already. I don't know, it wasn't snappy, but to be fair, I live stream here this yesteryear's piece of Mac Mini Abundanware has a little bit of load, also the fake of Intel everything, calling everything Core i7, because why not? And you probably see the dramatic speed difference here. And yeah, this is really set, and as I said, probably most likely caused by Google intentionally, just to have some competitive advantage there. Maybe leave me in the comments below what you think about this. Slightly irritated. Do we have comments in the audience? At least it shows here 18 people watching, which is of course certainly amazing. So to package this is basically already most of the message here that I actually wanted to deliver without that much cursing about failing cable internet. That was not the plan here, but at least you see that I'm not making this shit up. One curious note is that I noticed, so this is super strange, I can't move the window here. I click here, nothing moves. And wait a second, can I close this? Yeah, probably can close all of this right now. What is a little bit strange to me is when I close everything, I can move the window here. This might be an interaction with Blackbox though. If I have a tab open, then I can't certainly move this window anymore, also not here. Again, however, I do not quite understand why I can move this window like this, but not here. Also because it's doing this native decoration stuff. Somehow with Blackbox I can't resize the window here natively. That is software development in 2019. However, I can of course move this always with the Blackbox controls and right button, also resize here, but this is Blackbox native. I slightly wonder why in 2019 applications fight native window manager decoration just. But I said this already, I run this Blackbox also for this super vintage low performance stuff like SGI Octane, Sun, UltraSpark or Sony YOP or Oko 01 with transmitter efficient. So So people comments in the audience, Motolov, the extension bug was fixed, but instead of making a new release build, they just study you have to enable used a study you have to enable to get your extension back until they properly fix it. Yes, this is also, it is of course really sad that this is not the first time Mozilla already, in general, this is Firefox nonsense. There is so much crap that I don't even want to use here. For example, all this sync stuff. You intentionally decide to use a browser for your privacy, and then they try to stuff your sync and pocket sync stuff here down your throat, wherever that was. But, and also in general, you have seen the videos, I'm already not the most impressed with compiling Firefox from source, because this requires, in the meantime, not only Rust, but also Node.js and Rust and Cargo, which is hilarious. I hope Chrome does not do this. Christian James White has a very nice theme for Chrome. Welcome to the dark side, by the way. Yeah, so this is a little bit, and of course I'm not going fully the dark side, because certainly not using the Google version, by the way. 21 people, certainly amazing. So the right keyboard and thumbnail brings you already at least 4% more viewers, which is certainly amazing. Welcome everyone. And yeah, really happy that you enjoy the recurring open source discussion, live stuff and whatever, everything live stream here. And you see, I don't make this up. I'm not hallucinating that this stuff is just getting slower and slower, when in reality can certainly load this again, but you probably have seen, got the point. And not fully going to the dark side. As I said, this is Google. This was ungoogled Chromium here, and yeah, not even 2 Mbit Vodafone can deliver here upstream performance. We have still 11%, 2445 frames packet loss for a 2 Mbit live stream job. You had one job, Vodafone, well done, or not. Comments in the audience, check you out GitHub something for slimmed down Firefox. That sounds also interesting. Yeah, I started to package Pale Moon, by the way, but somehow got stuck there a little bit. It didn't want to just build. And yeah, so dark side, we still need to check the Brave browser. What is this? Brave ghex user gs something. Let's see. So yeah, but yeah, you see internet. This is what you pay 500 Mbit down and 50 Mbit up. Cable performance here you see obviously not the most super hyper amazing. Let's quickly check here. Okay, Chrome actually overloads here the CPU as well with 120% on Chrome side. So as I said, ungoogled Chrome, I have not done a source review here just yet, but I will next try to package this in T2 that everyone has it at the fingertips. Maybe even not sure if that supports PowerPC, but in case it does, we can even later try to run this on the on the PS3 here, or for, if that works, PowerPC. No idea if it supports PowerPC, but maybe not. And if it does, maybe even SGI Octane or some crazy stuff like that, but probably V8 or something does not support PowerPC or MIPS. And yeah, so far, I mean, this is ungoogled Chromium, which, by the way, when I package this in T2, I will rename this. I find this slightly reversed here, reverse Polish notation or something. I will name the package Chromium ungoogled, because in my opinion it is easier to find it looking it up with a major name first, but just a small nitpicking. Chrome ungoogled, I would say, instead of ungoogled Chrome, but whatever. Couldn't care less, just in case you wonder why sometimes in T2 the package names are slightly different. In a related note, so this was ongoing comprehensive user.js template for configuring hardened Firefox privacy, security, anti-fingerprinting. So this is not a full Firefox build, right? If you posted this, I thought this might be a full Firefox build, but apparently not. Then when we take a look here, this ungoogled Chrome relies here on a couple of Mozilla stuff like NSPR, this Netscape or something portable runtime, as well as NSS, the security stuff, the Netscape security stuff, or what this was. These names you can correct me, by the way. I have here Apparently my own video running is certainly not amazing. Should have clicked on pause earlier. And yeah, packaging, this might or might not be a nightmare or not. Also, I wonder, this NSPR and NSS stuff is super ugly to package. Of course, we have T2 package of this because we are a serious one-man distribution or something like that, the Debian people call us. And I just updated this a little bit. I've not updated this that much, but also this stuff, why do you need, even when you look here on Linux from scratch, but this is similar to our T2 packages. I could have probably need to use in the future a terminal that I can dynamically change the size and in, not this RxVT Unicode. But this package, of course, you see NSPR is at least halfway decent packaged. Now this is a desk if you're interested in our open source build from source metadata. But NSPR is already a little bit workarounding here some nonsense. Let's see, do they also do this here in Linux from scratch? Or apparently not that much, but a little bit. But this NSS is really ridiculous. Why does this security stuff need to be packaged that ugly? Our T2 package, if I would open the right, maybe security or just asterisk here, quite some ugly build stuff here of manually messing around with this stuff, which yes, I should have used a larger console font. You also see this documented here, so I'm not making this up. I also wonder, why can this stuff not, and this is not new, this is already since a decade or 2 decades or how long this stuff is like this. Why do we in 2019 still need to package this? First of all, they have the top level directory, like what the heck, but okay, doesn't really matter, this is the smallest thing, but then no configure, not even CMake, Ninja, what was the other? I have so many package stuff already start to forget. The Manzan, right? Manzan, no, it's just, I mean, make, and in theory, even this I would be fine with and would like and love and whatever. But then you would have just make, but of course just make doesn't compile. It needs here a ton of bullshit. Also J1, I think this is really required, so this does not support parallel make. Apparently, at least it failed for me. It's apparently accessing the all kinds of stuff. So this is not set up for proper dependencies, which is of course super annoying if you have 16 or 32 or even more threads and cores and you can't run this here in parallel. You had one job, Mozilla, well done. And then of course all this kind of bullshit even, and yes, I built this first. I wasted here, by the way, 20 minutes today because I built this here with make because I wanted to update here this in the meantime. So this was here 10 years ago. In the meantime, I also wonder if it's already so ugly, why do they need to constantly change this? So they have changed this, so this no longer works here, this old-fashioned hackery here that we had. Apparently now it's slightly less hackery, which it's also annoying. If you make this kind of bullshit, then at least leave it bullshit and don't change this bullshit every other year. So, and then this stuff here really doesn't compile for 64-bit because how stupid can they be? There at Mozilla, I have no idea. Apparently they hand out very good drugs there in the Silicon Valley. Apparently, allegedly, much better drugs than I get here. We only get drugged drinking water. Everything we can afford as open source developer here. But if you just run make, this is based on calling uname there 500 million times for each invocation of each command. And then it is on x86-64, it is inserting and defaulting for 32-bit build. Like, what the heck, do we have 2004 or what? And then you really need seriously export here use 64. Indeed, this is, by the way, they run this slightly funnily written. They really, this is just Linux from scratch. Of course, you can pass here directly this option here as use64. And I really realized myself I wasted 20 minutes today debugging why these bloody libraries don't link together and what conflict clusterfuck of nonsense is there happening, until I realized, wait a second, are these libraries 32-bit and where is it coming from in this bloody make files? What they do there at Mozilla, I have no idea. Apparently browser, not the fastest. Rust, probably they're too busy inventing Rust, cargo, and making a slow browser. And I don't know why can this not have a configure, make install? Why does it need to be so crappy? And why is NSPR differently crappy than NSS? It is beyond me. And this is why I document this. Not usually, what have I done the last 20 years? The Debian people tell me I've done nothing. But if you see this, a track record of Rock Linux and T2, you see this is what I've done. And by the way, fun fact, and so previously, before I started to make YouTube videos, I was just drinking here this drugged tap water here all day and wondering what drugs they hand out at Microsoft, Mozilla and Apple for their peak bugs. But this was what we're doing, and before we had no voice here, and now we have a YouTube voice. And when you take a look here, by the way, so much to we have not contributed anything upstream according to the Debian people and are totally loser of one-man distribution here, VH source. Fun fact, I checked this today, I thought already I contributed at least a little bit to Chrome here, was the first whose patch was applied, although it was a very tiny one, but nonetheless that allows us to brag here about this. And my name is here even in the authors of the V8 JavaScript engine in Chrome here under contributors. They sorted this here alphabetically. Here you see so much to not contributing upstream. My S there to the Debian people, the greatest fans of ourselves here. And here then I'm also at least switching to the V8 engine that I already sent in a patch 15 years or whenever that was new. But now I will be busy most of the night anyway packaging this stuff, and as you see still need to fiddle around even updating NSS to the latest clusterfuck edition thereof, compiling stuff with cryptic makefiles, you name it. Have you seen PowerPC? Yes, I've seen PowerPC. We have a lot of those and love them, not only the P3, but all of our others. Actually, I could very theoretically, is it the G5B? No, this is not the G4, or is it the G5? Let us, oh no, it has an Apple logo. What is on the other side? No, this is not the G5. G5 standing in the other corner. Anyway, I also wanted to switch the scene for greatest impressions of that scene here. And comments in the audience, this is easily wired channel found in weeks. Yes, this is why you want to share, like, and subscribe and tell it all your friends and family, because we are working here to approach 100,000 subscribers for massive open source investments in continuing with the RSX driver here. That will be a huge undertaking, and calling all out the other random bullshit here on the internet. By the way, we run Linux on this, just in case you wondered why the P3 standing here. And so Christian really wants something of whatever they took when they made that either. Really, I don't have that bad impressions. I recently looked into the RISC-V either, though that was quite clean though. Yeah, welcome everyone. Thank you for finding this most wired. Anyway, and idiot Chrome spyware never use Chrome. This is why we use this ungoogled Chrome here. Can also for the best advertisement of that ungoogled Chromium somewhere, probably that one. And yeah, we are down to 8.7 dropped frames, 8.7%, 3000 only with a 2 Mbit live stream, only 3745 drop frames. By the way, Vodafone, if you're watching, you certainly want to give us priority handling, because otherwise we will continue of cursing about your fucked up cable internet here in the center of Berlin, because apparently internet is too complicated to get right in 2019. So very theoretically, we could start packaging this stuff. Actually, this is what I thought we could do here. And yeah, if this goes well, I'm not sure if Chrome probably has zero support for PowerPC, but correct me if I'm wrong. And then, so I think I started already package. This is of course slightly small for you to read, but that's what it is now. But anyway, I think we are mostly through. Maybe I, for that video, actually, as we have 23.5 people in the audience, I continue live streaming, but I stop the recording, so don't get irritated when I now say thanks for watching. We will still continue and entertain all of you, all of the 24 of you. So thanks for watching. I hope you learned something and liked this, and don't forget to use ungoogled Chrome, because you certainly want to give Google even way more data. And don't forget that we have 2 channels for more weird live streams and more pre-produced content. And I hope to see you soon for the next videos to come.